Hi, welcome back. And we finally managed to make another video. Actually, we made two videos. We first made a video last week, actually no, just over a week ago, when we went to the Pedrogao Grande area, which is in central Portugal. And we often go there to get milk from, goat milk, fresh goat milk, from a guy we know. We also have our land close to that area, which is about a hectare. So we go there probably about every 2 weeks. And so we went there yesterday just to check on the land because there had been a huge fire. And when we went there over a week ago to get the milk, we saw the fire in Pedrogao Grande area because there was a big fire in that area too. And so we made a little video of the fire, driving there and then going into town and, just, seeing the smoke billowing up from just outside the town itself. The town was okay, but it's just the surrounding areas, were just burnt. But anyway, back then we didn't get a chance to go to our land because it was a little bit dangerous. We didn't want to be driving in there when these fires, there are all these like little fires, and there was one huge one and then there were smaller ones and they were spreading all over the place. And it was just, quite scary. So my mom was with us and, she was kind of freaking out. So we didn't hang around. We just got the milk and we left. But we made the video of that Pedrogao Grande fire, which is one of the biggest ones. And that ended up going on for about all night or something. I think they pretty much put it out by the next day, the following day. But then we heard that our land, the area of where our land is, also had a fire. But we weren't able to go there until, another week had passed, which was yesterday. So yesterday we went there. And so in this video, we have the two kind of films that we made. We have the first one. Oh, it's low. We have the first video we made when we went there to get the milk a week ago. Okay, or just over a week ago. And then we have yesterday's when we actually managed to go there to check and see how the land was. So we put those two together. So we'll show the first one. After this, you'll see the first video of when we first went there to get the milk, and then afterwards, how the land is now. Anyway, I do want to mention too that if you own land here, if you buy land, and it gets destroyed by fire, parts of it or whatever, there is government help to restore land, to replant, to clear and all this kind of stuff. You can get government help, financial help. I believe it's financial. I mean, it must be, rather than just people coming, to clear things, but I'm not sure. But anyway, that's something, they give some kind of support. So you need to look into that. If you've lost land, trees, and maybe they cover some property as well, damage, but I'm not sure because a lot of people have properties that are, they're not kind of registered, so you may not get any help because of that, but you will for the trees and, the natural area that's been destroyed. You'll get something financial or whatever they do, I'm not sure. So we're going to look into that. So that's just something worth knowing, okay? You have to speak to the local camera. It's like the local municipality or whatever it is. It's like in the UK, I guess it would be the local council or the equivalent, something like that. So anyway, all right. Fortunately, everything will regrow, including a lot of the trees will probably survive, the deciduous trees anyway. Well, not a lot of them, but some of them closer to the water, closer to the stream, probably going to be okay. But we'll see. It's going to take time, a lot of work. All right, so enjoy the video. Yeah, that's it. That's the news so far. I just came to get some milk today in the Pedrogao Grande area. And there are so many fires on the way here. There's all these little villages around. There are fires, and you can see smoke over here. I'm going to turn the camera around. Look at that, the smoke in the distance over there. You can smell it too, look at that. It's just, alarms are going off, fire engines. Oh goodness, so scary. It's really scary. All these houses, they've got eucalyptus plantations all over the place here. You know? See the smoke in the distance? And the guy here with the goats, he owns quite a bit of land here, and he must be pretty concerned about this if it comes over this way. Because he's got these woodlands here, and this would just burn so easily. Plus he's got so many goats. So let's hope it doesn't come this way. Goodness. Scary reality of Portugal, living in Portugal, and it's getting worse, and this year has been very bad because of the dry weather, and you know, and some people just, apparently some of these are on purpose, you know, I don't know, crazy. This is all for putting out fires. Anyway, we're here now. We got to get our milk and get out of here because I'm just very concerned, very, very concerned about the people and the animals here. So driving along, you know, you almost get this eerie feeling like the trees are scared. It's hard to explain, but it's like everything feels like it's stressed out, you know, because of fire is just so destructive. So incredible, such a powerful force of nature, and yet it just destroys so much. I think this has been probably the worst year on record, I think, for fires in Portugal, the most destruction. But I'm not sure about that, but I have a feeling it probably is. Closing the road off, so we're going to have to...
We need fuel, tell him.
We can't get it. Imagine what the people up there are feeling right now. This one, isn't it?
Yes.
We just came over to look at our land because there was a big fire just over a week ago in the area here, and we're not sure how much of our land was burnt, so we're just going to check. Came here just over a week ago, and there was a huge fire here in the Pedrogao Grande area, and our land is, you know, about 10 minutes outside of that. So anyway, we're back here. This is a week later, and we're back here in the area to see how our land is, because we heard from a friend that there was a big fire in this area too, and he actually sent us pictures close to our land that, you know, you could see everything was burnt, including somebody's little house. Somebody's tiny house was completely destroyed. So I don't know where they've gone, but anyway, so we're going to check it out now. Here we go. Okay, we're kind of coming up to the area where, just outside the village, the area where the fire came. So you can see, oh, I see, oh my goodness, look at this. Look at that, that just burnt the eucalyptus. They're all completely dried up, poor things. Look at that, it's a vast area.
You can see
Oh,
around
be careful.
here. Oh, it's still there. What's that?
I don't know what this is. Okay, be careful, be careful. That doesn't look good. Where's that coming from? It's still burning?
Yeah.
Okay, we have to be very careful now. Look at this. Wow. We got to park at the top here and walk down, so we have to be really careful. But there's really nothing much for it to burn anymore, is there?
Of course not.
Because I don't think it's going to be able to keep burning this, is it? I don't know. Look at this. I don't know how many acres of land were destroyed here. Our land is, be careful. Goodness, look at it. It's just, we're here, but we have to walk down, so we're going to put our wellies on because, you know, it's just, you see the trail just over there where the trees are? You've got to walk over there. Anyway. Look at that. You can still smell all the burning. So sad. And that family's house was just behind that hill over there.
We will go there.
Yeah, we're going to film that later. But their little house was completely destroyed. Okay, we're walking on the trail from the road now that leads over to our land. The land is kind of in the valley there. And we see that those trees behind there, where the water is, where the little stream is, have not been burned. People just throw cigarette butts out onto the side of the road where all the dry brush is in the summer when everything's dried, you know. God, look at that. Yeah, so this is the neighbour's land. Ours is way over there. It's like there's a weird, despite the breeze, there's a weird kind of lifeless stillness. You can't hear any birds. Oh, poor little animals and things. I don't know how many of them were able to escape. I'm hoping they did because it's... God, look at this. A minute. Turn this around so you can see. See, look at that. Look at the ground here. This was all just brush, you know, shrubs and things. It's like there was something here. I don't remember what it was. It's like an old engine. Look, was it a car? What was here? I don't even remember what this was.
It was hidden in there.
Yeah, it must have been hidden in the bushes. Oh, thank God! Look, the nicest part of the land down there. And these people there's a little waterfall there. Looks like it survived. It was spared, but the lovely oaks here were all destroyed. This trail kind of goes down to our land too. Which one are we taking? That top one? So we want to see the top part of our land. And of course that's likely burnt. Well, we did have to do some clearing, but we certainly didn't want this to happen. But oddly enough, they still keep planting eucalyptus everywhere, even though the plantations, you know, of those types of trees are make the fire hazard even greater. So I don't know. I guess in the end it's all about money, isn't it? Now we've got to figure out our boundaries because our posts here, you know, stakes that we had here, marking the boundaries, we don't... Bab says he knows where they are, but I'm not so sure.
because everything's changed here now. Everything. Was it there? Yeah, so.
They were really nice pines.
Yeah, we had really nice little pines up there, and they're all, look at that, they're all burnt down, all destroyed. Everything gone? Looks like everything got burnt down. Oh,
Yeah, so this is ours.
yeah. So this is all our land here. As you can see, it's all trees. The oaks and stuff are all dead. And this was all ours too. It's a hectare, more or less a hectare. The smell, the burnt. Bab says the fire trucks came down here because he sees the tracks there. Wow. Well, there you have it. Let's see how our little stream's doing. Anyway, there's the stake that marks our boundary. See that there? It goes, let's go out a little bit. And it goes all the way along here and kind of up there. But we don't know where the other stakes are. So now we're going to have to figure this out. So, there's going to be a few. I don't know if these have survived. We're going to have to wait and see. But certainly the heat has killed the leaves. But the trees, some of these trees may still survive. I mean, see some greenery up there still. So that means they are probably going to be okay. But it's hard to say, isn't it? It's hard to say. There was somebody living somewhere on the other side, we don't know where, but he apparently was living in a caravan on his own land, and that was all burnt, and his caravan was destroyed. So look how interesting that, see the fire over there, burnt everything right up to that point, you know, and then here where the water is, it didn't come. But look, it's all still, the water's not moving, but that's because of the dry weather. So let's see what happens. We're going to have to come here, and I think the focus now is going to be on trying to cut down the dead trees, which the smaller ones are definitely dead, I'm sure, because the trunks are not so thick, so they probably won't survive. This one might very well be dead. It looks like it is. And we're going to have to, just clear this now. Bring a chainsaw and just start clearing some of those little trees and things there. Put the stakes back into the ground. You see, this is the problem though. You see, eucalyptus all around us. So you're going to have trouble because if you're in a country where they have perpetual fires, wildfires now, more than ever, and because the weather's warming up every summer and getting drier in the summer for longer, buying land next to eucalyptus or pine plantations is not a good idea, you know, because you can't control what your neighbour does. So you can't replace those trees with anything else. And if there's a forest fire, it's going to probably come to your land, even if you don't have eucalyptus, because it generates so much heat and everything, as you can see, that it's going to set other things alight. Anyway, there you go. That's it. Don't know what was here. Goodness, look at that. Frazzled. It's this old wall here. Everything dead here on this side? Yeah. Holes here. We're trying to figure out what this is. No, it's not from animals. I don't know what that is. Look at that. There's another one here. Anyway, must have been where, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, look. So if you watch the video that we made when we were clearing our land, then you'll see how it was before. Quite lush. Just needed some clearing, but it was nice and green. Now this is it. The water's probably, I don't know, I expect it got so hot here that all the little creatures and things probably got killed, didn't they? Little fish. It looks very still there. It's going to take a while for life to come back. Perhaps a few weeks. Now I'm wondering if if the guy who sold us the land is going to replant eucalyptus over there, and I'm kind of hoping he wasn't. But again, there's not much we can do about that. It's his land, so. Wow. We're going to have to cut some of these away. These are probably dead. Oh, wait a minute, let's see. Maybe not. No, they're still alive. They're still alive. We're probably going to thin some of these off here. This was the trail. Remember that little trail in the last video that went up here? That was it. See the beautiful big trees over there? They actually made it. I don't know if you can see them. But that's on the other side of the stream. It's not on our land. But regardless, it's nice to see it. This wall here, old stone wall, marks our boundary up here and then up there. It looks like we had some kind of old possible ruin on here or something. Don't know. Maybe it was keeping animals at one point. Yeah. Wow, it's going to be a lot of work here. They had a really, really beautiful piece of land, and it looks like, well, maybe some of their trees have survived. Maybe it's just, the heat killing the leaves, but not the actual tree. So we'll see. We'll see once the rain starts. We'll be able to tell. But in the meantime, we have to come here before that to do some clearing, like, clearing logs and burnt logs and all this, and cutting these little things here away. These little dead trees. Just put a little oak here. Anyway. Very traumatic for the earth, for the land, the creatures, the plants. Yeah. So that's it. We don't know. We'll see if this oak is going to survive or not. And it burnt at the base, so we're not sure. There's a cork oak over there, but I don't know. It's probably dead. We'll see. It's weird too, because it used to be so silent here. Oh, I hear a bird. Oh, that's wonderful. Birds are coming back. Remember, this has only been like a week. It's been about a week since this happened. Yeah, I was going to say, I just heard traffic. Because everything's so thinned out now that you can actually hear roads a little bit in the distance, whereas before you couldn't. We had some grapes, look at that. Those were the grapevines that my mother was very fond of. And look, they already had grapes. And it looks like it's all completely burnt to a crisp. So we have to take all that down. There might be some on the other side here, but we'll see once we've cleared things a bit. So anyway, that's it. So remember, if you're planning to buy land in Portugal, especially if you want to come here to live on your land, tiny house or, caravan or glamping business or whatever it is, just really pay attention where the land is, because there's been huge areas of beautiful natural areas that have completely been burnt down. Everything just wiped out. In the Arganil area, we did a video in the Arganil area, the Arganil town and then the surrounding area, and Pedrogao. Remember that sweet, if you look at one of our videos, you'll see that sweet little village up on, high on the hills, in the mountains. A lot of those areas around there have been destroyed. It's burnt down. Except, the villages are okay, but all the natural areas have been burnt down. So, and there were quite a few people living on their land sustainably in some of those areas, and I don't know what's happened. Don't know. I'm just hoping that they and their animals are safe. So that's the reality. Pay attention where you're buying your land if you're planning to live on it, grow things on it. And I would suggest don't buy anything next to eucalyptus or pine forestry, commercial forestry. But that's my suggestion, because it's very likely the temperatures are going to keep getting very high in the summer, and that the rain is going to take a long time, going to go a long time between the rain. So we're going to have droughts in the future. It's very likely. So you have to plan ahead. So there you have it. Fortunately, everything will regrow because nature always regenerates. So we just have to give it a helping hand while we can. So that's it. That's it for here anyway. We're going to go to another area now and see how that is. The area where the little house, oh, look at that. Be careful, someone might come here. Oh, look. They've still got the children's toys and everything there. How weird, because it looks like that area over there is all green, but their house just burnt down to a crisp. Let's take a look. I hope they have savings, a backup plan or something here. Look at that. It was a lovely little house. Little square kind of wooden house on wheels, because, they had to show that it was a movable structure or whatever. And look, over there it's fine. Even the little vegetable garden isn't too bad. The toys. But that, it just completely devastated it. Why? Where did it come from? Was it from the trees here? Was there eucalyptus there? No. Well, it just managed to get in there anyway. Look at that. See, they have their little garden over there, and that is untouched. That's so bizarre. That whole area over there is all green, as you can see. Even here, the oaks. These are fine. So it just came from over there, which was, I see, from the pine and eucalyptus. See all that burnt down over there? So that, because of that, these trees here were burnt because of the heat from there, And the trees may survive, but the house was completely burnt down. Amazing. So that just shows you. See? No eucalyptus. Amazing. now you know. It happened to us, so a lot of other people and those people. But as you can see, the area where there weren't any eucalyptus next to it was green. But the other side where the eucalyptus were and where they burnt down, you know, was enough to destroy the house. Live and learn, huh? So keep in mind, if you buy land here and you have animals and stuff and you're in a rural location, because of the fires, it's a good idea to have a plan how to get your animals out of there, because you never know how quickly the fire's going to get to you. And the main thing is going to be the smoke. You know, smoke can come over to you. Even if the fire doesn't actually come to your property, the smoke can be enough to kill animals and people. So you have to have a backup plan, a van or something where you can get everybody out of there. Sheep, goats, chickens, pigs, whatever, everybody, dogs. So that's life in Portugal now. Rural Portugal. Or you can just avoid all this and just live in the cities, if you can afford it, that is. So, it wasn't very uplifting news, but, you know, it's worth mentioning, because so many people have this wonderful dream of living in Portugal and retiring and living off the land and so on, which is, you know, it's great, but you just have to plan and just be aware of the realities as weather changes and these things, you know, happen now with fire and flooding and all this. You have to plan a little bit more carefully just to ensure that you survive. So thank you for watching, and hopefully we can post something else a little more cheerful soon. Okay, bye.